Alright, I'm gonna record this one more time because the last couple times I recorded it, you can barely hear me because my neighbors have been mowing and weed whacking off and on and yelling, and I think it's a little bit quieter now that they're a little bit further away, so I'm gonna try it again and hopefully you can hear me. But it is finally time to teach you the first 16 counts of Eye of the Tiger. Yay! The first 16 counts of our fight song. This is the first routine I always teach because it's one, it's easy. Two, there's a little bit of everything in there that is all of our basics that we've learned so far, so it's good to get you practicing those. And three is just that we're going to do it a lot, so you need to learn this for sure because we're going to do this a lot. So what this sequence is going to look like, this is going to be your first combo. Everything in here you should have learned already except for the money hand, which is barely anything at all. That's just a funky hand position that I'll explain when we get to it. So this is what it's going to look like. Alright, hopefully you recognize some of that stuff. Unfortunately, I can't figure out a way to play the music and use my phone to record at the same time because my phone doesn't like it when I record and play music. It doesn't record the audio of what I'm saying. It'll only record the music, which is not going to be helpful. So maybe at some point in the future I can show you what this looks like with music. So to start this, we're going to start out in our right slam position. And we're going to do a tiger's eye. Now I want you to do this as if we are going to do the version that comes down in front of you. So that's the one where your hands don't switch positions at all. They're going to stay in the same position. One, they're just going to slide up the pole and back down. So the counts are going to go like this. 1, 2. Now on count 3, we're going to do this, but I also want you to take a step with your left foot. 3. Now the reason for that is because we are going to combo directly into our 4-corner turn that I've taught you in a previous video. So it's going to look like this. 1, 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6. If the counts are going to confuse you and trip you up, you can, for now, count it 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. But keep in mind that I do want you to count it 1 through 6 because this is the first 16 counts and we're going to count this as a set of 16. And I am going to ask you to show me where, like, etc. say count 8 is when we go to clean this routine and practice it as a group. And if you don't know where that is, you're going to be in trouble. So try to memorize where all of these counts, all of these checkpoints are. Alright, so from right slam, loop, 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, hitting all the corners of our box. On 7, 8, we are going to do a front scoop. It's just going to be a faster one. This is a 2-count scoop instead of a 4-count, so you're just going to go 7 and 8. And both of those counts, I'm going to have you checkpoint them at flat. So instead of hitting all 4 corners of the box as we come around, we're just going to skip the corners and go to flat and flat. So you're going to pass through those corners still. You're just not going to hit them on the checkpoints. So 7 and 8. Now that's the first 8 counts. The first 8 counts of this routine are actually the hardest part of this whole routine, I think. So if you get these down, everything from here is going to be pretty smooth sailing. So from right slam again, let's just go through that one more time to make sure we got it. 1, 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, scoop, 7, scoop, 8. Okay. So from here, the next thing I want you to do is on count 8, bend forward. As it comes around in front of you, you're going to bend forward because we're going to do a bend forward neck roll. So bend forward, 9, 10. And on count 10, after you catch it, after you feel it hit your hands, after you feel it leave your neck, you may stand up. Now when you catch this neck roll, I want you to aim, of course, for about this top cheater and around the tab as close as you can get. As close as you can get both of these hands to about this tab while still being about 12 inches apart, you know, one taped to the other apart. It is hard to aim a neck roll, so I'm not going to be hugely picky about where you catch it. And also we're going to move our hands pretty much immediately. So there's going to be some recovery counts. Try to catch it stable and don't let it bounce. That's the key here. Just to make sure that you catch it nice and flat and that you're not letting it wobble or go crazy and lose control over it. So 7, 8, roll 9, flat. Now on count 11, we're gonna do that money hand thing I talked about. And really all it is you're going to move your right hand to the tab, and you're gonna straighten your flag straight up. And right here, you can see what this did to my left hand. I'm just gonna have a nice loose grip on it. I'm only gonna be holding it with my thumb and the side of my hand, sort of pressing it between the thumb and the side of my hand real lightly. And I call this a money hand. We call this money hand because it looks like you're asking somebody to put some money in your hand, like so. And usually that just means that our palm is facing upwards with the flag in it. Okay, so again from count 6, 7, 8, 9, catch 10, and 11. 11 is our money hand weird position. I want you to keep this nice and low as you can. You can see my left hand, my money hand is about right in front of my belly button. If you can get even lower, that's better, because the next thing we are going to do is pop the flag straight up. It should go straight up and down, straight up to a right shoulder position. Now I don't want you to do, and this is a bad habit that students will do, is they'll try to cut this corner here. They'll do their neck roll, they'll catch it, and then they'll just go straight up to right shoulder. That doesn't look right. It creates this sort of half rainbow effect with your flag, and that's not what we want. We actually want the flag to just pop right here, just like that. It doesn't, I don't want it to open. It needs to just be straight up. There isn't really any musical reason for that. That's just the way the routine is, but I want everybody to do it the same. That's the important part. And that's the way the routine has been since I was in school, and I'm not really keen to change it for any reason. Okay? So we're going to pop up on 12 to right shoulder, and then the last 4 counts of this 16 are the absolute easiest. You're just going to do 4 drop spins. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. That's the first 16. And I have to tell you that the second 16 is exactly the same as the first 16. To transition to that second 16, all you're going to do is take your left hand and slide it down. Whoops, can't see. Slide it down so that it is below your right hand, just like when we started this routine, because of course we started here and we slid them together, right, for count 1. So instead of bringing it out and swinging it up to count 1, we are simply going to go from here to here. So just slide this hand, switch them as you come up, pop, straight up. Just gonna carefully take that left hand off the pole and move it from above your right hand to below it. And then you can do exactly the same work. So let me show you what 2 sets looks like together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, 14, 15, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, 14, 15, 6. Okay, Eye of the Tiger is a very fast song. It is way faster than what I just did it, so we need to work on speeding that up. What I want you to do, though, is get comfortable doing all of these moves, chaining them together without breaking in between, and then start to speed up. So don't try to go faster than you can yet. Really practice doing all of these slowly, and then speed them up as you can. Try to do everything at the same speed. If one thing is easier for you, don't do it faster than the rest of the stuff that is harder for you. Do everything at the same speed and speed everything up consistently together. Try to count at a consistent tempo. All right? So let's do that faster. 2 sets of 16. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, step 3, 4, 5, 6, scoop, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, 14, 15, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, scoop, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, 14, 15, 6, and pop. All right, once you get comfortable moving that flag around your body, the next thing I want you to worry about is moving your feet. Make sure that you're always moving your left foot on odd numbers and your right foot on even numbers. So just like when we do our turn, and we turn on count 3 with our left foot, you're going to keep those feet moving. Every count, you're going to take a step. Left, right, and you can just pick up your feet as you do this and just sort of mark time in place. As you practice this, try not to stand there with your feet just like a log this moving down the street. All right, I think that covers the first 16 counts of Eye of the Tiger. If you have trouble with anything that's in that you needed explained further that I didn't explain in the original video where I taught you the individual techniques, or I didn't explain very well in this video how to chain those techniques together, just let me know and I will see if I can help you out.